I think it was early Thursday morning, around 2:30. The wind was picking up. Then around 3 o'clock in the morning, the wind was picking up strong. So I turned off my generator in my house here in General MacArthur. And then I waited, and around between 4:30 in the morning till 5:30, it was the eye of the storm.
On the 12th day after Typhoon Haiyan unleashed its fury on this small coastal town in the Philippines, a woman's body is buried. She was found in the rice paddies, her hand still wrapped around the strap of a red backpack filled with clothing and jewelry.
So just to give you a point of reference, we're about 500, 600 yards away from the ocean there, and survivors tell us that the waves came up so high. In fact, take a look at the coconut trees. They say where the leaves are brown, that's as high as the water reached.
Hernani's 13 neighborhoods are now in ruins. A few structures stand, but with severe damage. Rebuilding has become a top priority for the people. At one point, the rain was a welcome sight for children who played in the puddles, and for the men and women whose livelihoods depend on it for growing rice and coconut crops. But today, the monsoon strikes fear in those living in Hernani, Philippines.
Umakyat kami sa second floor ng isang bahay. Tapos after a few minutes, may alon talaga, tapos biglang bumaba yung sahig niya.
Joey Yapi is a survivor from Barangay Batang in Hernani.
Muntik nga kami maubos. Kasi yung misis ko naipit pa yung paa niya.
His concrete home was no match against the tidal surge that swallowed and scattered most of this town in the early hours of November 7th. This is where his home once stood. Now coconut trees uprooted in the storm lay across his land, some roots as tall as he. But it's not his home he's most sad about losing.
Hindi ko na talaga nakita kasi maitim yung dagat, maitim yung tubig.
Yapi says he was holding on tight to his only child, Gian, when the first wave crashed into his home.
Minsan napapaiyak ako, pero pinipigilan ko na lang. Masakit. Sinabi ko nga dapat noon pa. Pagkasakit talaga.
To this day, the whereabouts of the 3-year-old remain a mystery. Even the boy's photos can't be found.
Sinasabi ko dapat ako na lang kinuha. Hindi yung anak ko.
For now, Yapi focuses on getting through each day through prayer. With each passing day, the locals line up at the town proper arena, where names are read aloud and relief goods are distributed. But not everyone is lucky. Goods are given based on need. But there is no rush nor fighting. Instead, they patiently wait, hoping for their names to be called.
Now, one of the major concerns, as you can see, is that the rain keeps falling, and it's not just any kind of rain, it's these monsoon rains, and folks who are living out here in these temporary shelters, or lack thereof, are literally exposed to the elements, especially with their wounds and everything else, and that's what doctors are really concerned about.
Our fear is Yuan and Salcedo are near Hernani, and we have seen already some increases in mosquitoes here in town. So our problem is if we have only one case of dengue who comes here to town, then we could actually have a potential outbreak because people could not protect themselves from the mosquitoes right now. There are no mosquito nets, there are no blankets, the shelters are open, they are exposed to the elements. So right now, that's one of our fears.
The Corderos have taken refuge in an elementary school classroom.
No more house. House broken and flood.
And cook instant noodles over an open flame to stay alive. On the other side of town, rain is a welcome sight. Families gather rainwater in buckets to be used for bathing and laundry. After nearly 48 hours of traveling by land and sea, Project Concern International arrived in Hernani, Philippines, a coastal town nearly washed out by Haiyan's destructive winds and water.
These types of disasters, because of their magnitude, requires a certain magnitude of effort. And so we're really talking about millions of dollars to help recover fisheries, rice fields, homes. And so resources is going to be the challenge.
PCI's Director of California Programs, Dr. Maria Reyes, was a shoo-in for the assignment. The Filipino-American helped bridge the communication gap, helping the people of Hernani understand PCI's long-term relief mission for the community. Some children pass the time in another water-damaged classroom, solving math problems with the help of the older, wiser neighborhood kids. Just weeks before, the classrooms were full of people who had evacuated their homes in fear of the super cyclone. Meantime, the people of Hernani are trying to forget what is now being deemed one of the strongest typhoons ever recorded and the very little they have left.
My kitchen was here in this place. In this place was my sink.
Maridel Terencio of Hernani, Philippines jogs her memory, fitting pieces of the puzzle together now that her home is nowhere to be found.
Siyempre, masakit din. Kasi, siyempre, kahit paano, kahit ganun lang yung bahay ko, pinaghirapan ko yun.
Typhoon Haiyan took out the 53-year-old's home, but seeing Terencio alive and well brings a sigh of relief to her good friend Josie McKee of Oceanside.
When the footage came out of the typhoon, some of the people that were actually in the video were people that were very close to me while I was there.
Also safe and sound is Recti Melquides from Guian, another city destroyed by the strong winds from the super typhoon.
A part of the wall and the ceiling and the roof were flown off.
He also has family in San Diego, his aunt and uncle, Nita and Pablo Abaloyan of Chula Vista. As he mentions, the Abaloyans' home in Guian was damaged. Since electricity and communication have been down, Melquides has yet to inform them of their conditions.
We're okay here, and we just have to repair the house, the roof, so that we can go back to the house to live there.
Another local family had ties back in Hernani. Now, Troy Thurgood lives in San Diego, California, and his wife, Lita Thurgood, actually has family and property here in Hernani. And when they asked us to check on it, here's the good news. House still intact, even after the typhoon. Lita Thurgood's relatives were found inside this home.
Hindi pa ako tapos maglinis dito eh. Marami pang lilinisin.
These days, Tersing Bandilla keeps busy cleaning the house. She explains their elderly aunt, Catalina Pagaspas, and a cousin have been taking shelter in the Thurgood's home temporarily as they've lost theirs. Bandilla expresses her gratitude.
Yung bahay mo hindi nasira. Sila mamay dito sila nakatira. Sinabi niya, pag kumanhi daw yung kaibigan mo, sabihin daw nga, dito muna sila titira hanggat mayroon silang matulugan na iba. Yun lang. Salamat sa support.
makikita mo ang tao kahit medyo nagugutom, nakangiti pa rin. Ganon ang mga Pilipino.
In a nearby town of Giyan, military aircraft pick up evacuees and take them to Cebu, a sea of camouflage made up of military personnel from around the world, including the U.S., on the ground and in the air to lend a helping hand. The C-130s are a lifesaver for many and a chance for new beginnings. Others stay, their love for their town keeping them there as they begin and end each day with prayer. But not all is lost. The human spirit is strong, and even amidst the devastation, a smile and song.